All right, questions?
NECA, just looking at that box score now, what things are kind of jumping out at you?
And I was just telling JC, I said the first things that I look at are the plus minus and the turnovers. JC was the only one in the plus. She was the only one who had a positive plus minus. So that's what I see. I had a turnover that I could have changed, but that's just like, irrelevant to like even the game. That's just generally what I look at.
So they they kind of had control when it came to points in the paint. What do you think you guys can do better as far as like stopping them when it comes to scoring in the paint, and what you guys can do better as far as scoring when it comes to points in the paint?
Stopping them or just like in general?
Yeah, just in
specifically
general,
the aces.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can get back in transition better. With the big lineup, we have to understand that you just going to somebody. You can't focus on going to the player that you're guarding. And a team like that, they're going to make you pay. So we have to do that better. And then I think too, like we did a better job of aggression on the ball, but we need to have some type of help side when someone's driving into the lane.
This game compared to last game you guys played, you guys were able to keep them from scoring like last game. What do you think the difference was in the way you guys played this game?
The aces?
Yeah.
Keep them from scoring? They had 39 in the first quarter last game.
Compared to this game, what was the difference? What did you guys implement that was different?
You're saying this game was better.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was like,
No.
I was like, nah, last game was worse. I mean, we kind of had more of a game plan to not overhelp, sometimes bringing too many players to the ball caused too much distortion on the weak side. So we wanted to commit to, being more one-on-one. And you can add, I'm like answering all the questions right now, but that's what we wanted to do. Also, of course, last game, I mean, they set a record with scoring threes. So we did not want that to happen again. And for the most part, it kept us in the game longer than last time. But I also think that transition, like we kept them 1 point under their average, but still like we have to do better in getting back and supporting, especially post players, supporting our guards.
Jordan, when it comes to like the guards today, you guys had open looks. It's just like you had a tough time knocking them down. Were you guys kind of pressing because they were able to jump out to the lead? What was going on there?
I think we were just in our heads, to be honest with you. Coach Fred talked about if we get the ball, we have to shoot it with confidence. Our teammates instilling confidence in us when we get the ball, just to shoot it. And I think in the first half and throughout the game, we kind of just hesitated a little bit, and we were in our own head. So I think that was the only difference. And we're going to continue to work at it and get in the gym and get some shots up, but I think, just being in our head this game caused us to hesitate a little bit more.
Jordan, why do you think that was, just being in your head today?
I could not tell you, honestly. I just think, like I said, we got to have the confidence to knock it down. And we got to know when the ball's reversed or when it's reversed to the weak side, we got to be able to shoot with confidence. And I think, I don't know what it was. I know I was in my own head. So I really couldn't tell you why. That's just how it went tonight.
Ladies, you guys were in contention in the first quarter, 25-18. In the second quarter, things, got out of hand. What did you all see in the second quarter that caused the game to slip away?
I think it was our transition defense, honestly.
Yeah.
And it allowed them to get out and run. And also, I think in that second quarter, they kind of hit timely threes, and allowed them to gain that lead. But I think it was mostly the transition defense, is just not getting back. And, we were trying to drive them off the 3-point line and attacking and not being in 2-9 and not helping, and then allowing them to shoot wide open threes. And I think that's when they got hot. And I mean, as you can see, they scored 27 in the second quarter. So I think that's honestly where we kind of had our slippage.
Ladies, Coach Fred said that he wanted to kind of change things up as far as alignment and transitioning players in and out of the game. Did you guys feel that? And did you feel that there were moments where you were like, okay, this is working and this is clicking?
Yeah, I feel like there was flow. There was flow today. One thing that I like that Coach Fred did today is like I like it when he plays JC and Kennedy together. I think it offers a really different perspective, especially with how quick both of them are. And then also just getting more rotations from the post. We still have some chemistry that we need to build. We still have some synergy that we need to build. But to get a bulk of people in there is good. I think that's always good. I think everyone got in. Yeah, everyone got in.
So the 50th anniversary of Title IX is coming up. How important is it to continue to push for equal treatment in sports?
It's important so people stop asking us that question.
Right.
That's just how I feel. No disrespect. It's just like we're celebrating it, but we're still fighting for it, you know? Granted, we live in a world where women's basketball was always a thing. So it's doing what it was meant to do. But I think a lot of people thought that the buck stopped there. That's not where it stops. For me, I want to live in a world where talking about equity and equality is no longer a thing. We're just living it and it's expectation. And so we stand on the backs of several amazing pioneers that did what they could for us to be here talking to you guys after playing the game in Crypto Arena, you know? But we still have to uphold their legacy and figure out what we can do. I mean, as women in sport, we just got to make some noise. It's on everyone else to listen.
Time for 2 more.
Jordan, going back to you playing with Kennedy together, what's that like for you? How do you like that pairing?
I mean, I love it. I think it allows us to get into the paint attack and push and transition. You know, it doesn't matter who has the ball, whether it's me or Kennedy. We can both call a play. We can both play off the ball. And it allows us to attack and get into the paint and kick out to our shooters or get it into the post. So I like when we're in together because it pushes the pace and it allows us to, and also defensively too. I think, you know, when me and Kennedy are aggressive, we're able to get out and transition more and score. So I love that, you know, tonight we were in, you know, more than any other game that we've had so far. So
Last question.
Yeah, Jordan, as a point guard, what is your mindset coming into a game playing against the top team in the WNBA?
I know it starts with me just being aggressive on the defensive end and making sure I get my teammates involved. That's the most important. And then, you know, just allowing the game to come to me. I don't want to be that player that is trying to force things. You know, I want to be able to get everyone involved and, you know, just be aggressive on the defensive end and bring that energy spark that we need. And just trying to maintain the flow, maintain the leadership on the floor, making sure just everyone gets involved, everyone gets a touch. And then, you know, when the game comes to me, it comes to me, but not trying to force things.
Saying, you know, I like the effort of the young ladies out there. You know, a lot of things we've been through the last couple of days of, you know, making a transition, implementing some new things offensively. Vegas, you know, threw a zone on us tonight that most teams don't do. And, you know, we just tried to handle that a little bit with some shooting outside. And, you know, we had a lot of shots. We have 71. We just got to shoot better and put those shots down. We, you know, forced 19 turnovers, you know, to a team who's top in the league. And that's a plus sign for us to do that, be aggressive. I thought the first, you know, quarter a little bit and a little bit of second, we put a lot of pressure on Vegas with traps and making them do some things they didn't want to do. And then, you know, Wilson, you know, opened up her game by driving to the basket and getting some stuff inside. So she, you know, hats off to her. She had a good night and made some things happen for, you know, Vegas and the Ace.
Asia's going the way that she was going. Did you guys ever think about just blitzing her, sending the double right when she touched?
Yeah, we did. And once we tried to do that, they space out so well that by the time you get there, being a post player, she's very explosive of really drawing the fouls and getting to the rim and finishing. Her thing was, you know, popping out and shooting that jump shot early. And so we switched out on that, you know, having NECA go out and rotate out of it instead and keep Liz inside. But their guards are real keen with the ball, especially Gray and Plum are really finding them on the backside. And that, you know, that team's played together for a couple of years, so they know each other very well. But, you know, Wilson did a good job of making some things happen.
Hey, Coach. Nneka said that she really liked when Jordan and Kennedy were playing together. And I know you said that you were going to be changing around some lineups. Is there some things that you saw that you really liked as far as the changes you made?
The balance of minutes, I think for the whole group, the team, I think I'd played about 8 players off the bench, about 16, 23, and 19 minutes there. I think Kennedy got about 23 tonight, for his minutes. And I like the balance of those 2 guards with Canada and Kennedy, because they can distribute the basketball, also, put us in our offense. And, it just takes time to get some timing. We've got a day, let's see, about 4 or 5 practices now we can get in and, get ready for next week.
Coach, there were times during the game that Liz seemed visibly frustrated and she was outplayed by Asia. What's your message to Liz moving forward?
Well, the main thing is just, with Liz is, keeping her structure inside and using her body to alter shots. And she's going to learn to that. So I was trying to get her posting up offensively a little better, but guarding Asia Wilson is a tough task because she knows how to get down and fade away and get her shot up. So, having it on film for the second time, especially with a new way that we're trying to be more aggressively on defense, it's going to help Liz a little bit more, trying to just keep her inside the paint instead of coming out on a shooter.
Coach, Shanae was saying that that you guys had a couple really good practices this week that impressed her, but also that she feels like she and her teammates are kind of putting pressure on themselves. Do you feel like on both accounts? Do you feel that?
Yeah, I think they were trying hard, a little too hard, and it's they have just got to just have more practices to get the timing down of things that we're doing on the floor differently. And I know I say that a lot differently, but we implemented, some things offensively for us to get shots. We outshot, Vegas tonight. We just didn't make the shots. We only had 13 turnovers, and some of those turnovers were points where the game was like 10 or 12 and then it kind of blew open. But those things are correctable. We can fix those things. My thing is I want about 75 to 80 attempts a game, and that's where we got to get at. But we did a good job, I thought, getting shots, and you just got to hit those. I mean, you saw Vegas; they were, once they get on a pop out, they're gonna put it up and put it in on you. They're a good shooting team.
Fred, going back to Liz a little bit, just knowing what she can do on the court, how dominant she can be, how critical is it for the rest of the season just to get her going consistently? You can't have these, 6.6 rebounds, kind of quiet games.
Yeah, it's, for one is still getting her conditioning up, and she's getting tripled team inside. Sometimes she comes out empty because everybody's collapsing on her. And it's sometimes gets frustrating. And she just got to learn to play through it. Once she gets that out of her system, she'd be a lot better. But, defensively, like I say, she's got to learn how to still alter shots, not really swack at it a lot. I think she had a couple blocks tonight. It was pretty good. But, we're looking for her to be a big force in the middle defensively, but offensively, just setting us up a little bit lower, trying to score.
Katie Lou Hamilton, she got you guys out to a good start in the first quarter and then also in the second quarter as well. Was it from her that you liked from seeing from her?
I like her spacing. She knows about spacing and shooting a jump shot from the outside, especially on the backside of a zone. And I'm really liking her ball handling ability to really try to score. We're trying to make her a triple threat player, shoot from the outside, drive, and being a great passer. But Katie Lou gives size. She can guard, a smaller guard, a bigger guard. And she's one of those players who's got a very good high IQ about the game. And, she's always going to be at the right spot, at the right time to put a shot up.
Coach, the result of the game isn't what you anticipated it being. What's your assessment of yourself in your first game as the coach of the Sparks? My assessment is that, I didn't want to lose by 28. Last time it was 28. I think this time it was 17 or something like that. But my assessment of myself on this is, I got what I need to get in and get on film and get game tested. We got practice tested, but we need to get game tested. And we got tested with one of the best teams in the league, right now, 11-2.
and not 11-2 for, not for a reason, but they've done a great job. For me, it's just keeping this team, intact, as long as they have fun together and learning together. I still had, their eyes in the huddle, and when they execute plays and they tried to do some things out there, and it was that much away from happening. And, by the time we play here next time at home, you will see a big time result with this team.
Time for two more.
All right. So, Coach, I see kind of a trend with the teams kind of forcing your guard players to shoot from the outside. What can you do to kind of instill some confidence in them, so they can start knocking some of these shots down?
You get them in pressure shooting type situations and drills, put a clock on it. And then you also, have them get a lot more reps of shooting in practice. We got a lot of shots in this practice as a group, but I think individually before practice, having them come in and really shooting those shots that they're getting in the game and just getting a better percentage at those spots.
Who's going? Okay. I just want to ask about the wardrobe change. Coaches have been wearing the polo shirts, and first game in, you're wearing a suit. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, we were thinking about doing that last week, and we just changed it. But I just felt that for the first game coming out, this is pretty much my style of dressing. And if you know me back in the day, that's all I would. Pat Riley was one of my guys back in the day. I like, but nah, I just like to look courteous of dressing up and wearing a tie. And I think in a road games, we'll probably still wear, the sweats and the shirts. But being here at home, the staff really loved it, of, dressing out and having it. I just felt, I don't know, it just felt, it felt good to wear something different. That I'm getting tired of washing the same old shirts and gray. The gray shirt is turning black now. Yeah. You had a question, Chief? Yeah.
Taking everything that the team has done this game, going into next game, what are you implementing to avoid a loss?
What I'm implementing to avoid a loss is probably more pressure in the back court, full court wise. The other is sideline out of bounds plays, a couple more of those in there. And, underneath, you only get underneath the basket, you maybe take it out 5 times a game or something like that. And then the other offensively, we're probably going to see some more zones, and we have to have a sharper type of passing scheme against zones. And I have a couple more sets that I still need to put in, so we don't have to run our man sets against zone. And like I said today, the players really implemented and tried to do what they can, with the 3 practices under me that they've had to see some of the changes. But I liked it, like the effort. The last thing I like to say is congratulations to Becky Hammond Hall of Fame. That is huge. That's super, and all the other Hall of Famers that are going in there. I mean, that's. Becky does a great job with her team, and she's done a lot, and her and I have battles against each other, but I'm just wanted to give my hats off to her and the aces. They did a good job of shooting from the outside today and did what they need to do. My goal really was to, honestly, I can tell you this, I did not want to lose by 28. Okay. And so I just wanted to come out here and play hard and see what we can foster on the end of getting things on film and tape, and let's correct it, and let's get better and stay collectively as a team.
Thank you.
Thank you.